The series between the Clippers and Nuggets continues to be the most balanced and perhaps most thrilling matchup of this first round of the playoffs. Both teams are playing basketball at an extremely high level, and every tactical adjustment from either coaching staff has had a huge impact on the series, given the perfect equilibrium we're seeing. On one side, reigning MVP Nikola Jokic is playing the best basketball of his career, while on the other, a healthy Kawhi Leonard is proving he can still make a sensational impact when the stakes are raised. But let's now dive into the tactical breakdown of Game 2 of this first-round playoff series between the Los Angeles Clippers and Denver Nuggets. The biggest concern for the Clippers' defense was, obviously, to limit Jokic's impact on his team's offense. Tyronn Lue's strategy was to let him post up against Zubac and call for the double team as soon as the Serbian tried to spin away. Not a classic double team though, since the helper always came from a blind spot, where Jokic couldn't see. In this frame, you see Jokic turning his head for the spin move, and Harden who immediately goes to help where the Joker can't see him. This way, the Nuggets' offense got stifled for some possessions. Something similar happens here, when Jokic doesn't spin but turns his head to the side. This is the moment when Dunn realizes it and goes for the steal from a blind spot. In this play, we see Jokic posting up Zubac again, and, as planned, Kawhi goes to help as soon as Jokic spins and turns his head. But this wasn't the only tactical move Lue tried against Jokic. When the reigning MVP and Westbrook were on the court together, the Clippers' defense usually double-teamed the Serbian with whoever was guarding the former Thunder, since they don't consider him a big offensive threat. Here, it's Harden who comes to double. In this situation, two principles combines. Jokic is double-teamed as soon as he spins and with Jones Jr., who was guarding Westbrook. In this play, Jokic tries to work again against Zu, but as soon as he's creating some kind of advantage over the Croatian, Kawhi, who was guarding Russ, goes to help. Westbrook was not the only player purposely left open during the game. When Leonard had favorable matchups, Jokic roamed off Zubac, with the Nuggets player who was guarding Dunn that had to leave him to rotate on the Croatian. This way, Kawhi couldn't get to the paint, with Adelman that was okay with leaving the guard open. Here, we see again how Kawhi forces Murray on him, so the same things described before happen. Jokic steps up to deny the paint, while Porter Jr. rotates on Zu and leaves Dunn open. This time, Brown is facing Leonard, but the principles are the same. Jokic is roaming and Murray is on Zu, with Dunn open in the corner. Gordon then loses track of his assignment, but the defense did his job. Here, Leonard forces a switch again, and you already know what is going to happen. The Joker denies the paint, Gordon gets the Clippers big and Dunn remains open. Murray instinctively rotates, but he should have stayed on Powell. Luckily for him, the Nuggets defense rotates perfectly. But that wasn't the only way Adelman exploited Dunn's presence on the court. He could use the wall coverage on pick and rolls, also called next. It's a pretty common coverage in Europe that works against specific types of teams. Let's see how it works specifically. In addition to the usual two players defending on the pick-and-roll play, there's the next man near it who step into the action to cover the ball handler. While he does that, the defender who is guarding the ball handler on the pick-and-roll rotates on the opponent left open by the next man. So if we translate this to the Clippers-Nuggets game, we have a similar coverage. Jokic and Porter Jr. are the two players commonly involved into the pick-and-roll action, but Brown can roam off Dunn and put pressure on the ball as the next man. There's another Harden-Zubac pick-and-roll here, with the coverage that stays the same with only one variation. Porter Jr. is guarding Dunn, so he's the next man here. This is another example of Brown being the next man off of Dunn. But some principles of the wall coverage were used by Lue as well. Here, we see how the Jokic-Murray two-man game was defended in the first half of the game, with a simple drop coverage that rarely works against them. In the second half, in addition to the two players guarding the two-man game, whoever was guarding a non-outside threat like Westbrook, Watson, and Gordon had to help on Jokic. So what would I do if I was Adelman, or what do I expect from him for Game 3? First, I'd consider peel switching more to avoid having Jokic on the Harden-Zubac pick-and-rolls. Then I'd double-team Leonard more often, especially on post-ups, while betting on the other players' three-point percentages. If the shooters are all hot, I'd at least try to fight more to keep Gordon or MPJ on him and not let him receive easily, like how happened here. Lastly, I'd give some minutes to Strother instead of Watson to improve the spacing and not let the Clippers use the wall coverage often. Especially when Jokic is on the bench, I'd be curious to see how a lineup composed by Westbrook, Brown, Strother, Porter Jr., and Gordon could play. They're versatile, they can switch, play some solid defense, and run in transition. This way, they could even exclude DeAndre Jordan from the rotation as another benefit. Before the end of the video, I just remind you that if you enjoyed this breakdown, you can support my work by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. You can also find my IG profile link in the description. There, you'll find original basketball-related content for people who want to dig deep into the sport with a tactical and scientific approach. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for other playoff breakdown videos, and see you in the next video.